Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a stay-at-home natural look. So currently there's this virus going around called the coronavirus. It's affecting pretty much all of the world, and I live in Illinois in the United States, and we're about to be placed on a shelter in place, like to shut down, and you can only go out for essential needs. I'm a law student, and so my classes have been switched to online, so I haven't left the house since like last Sunday, so almost a week ago, and I haven't done my makeup since then, and I thought today would be a great day to kind of show what I'm going to be doing for my makeup when my online classes start and I have to look somewhat presentable for my professor and my other classmates who will be seeing me through Zoom, which is our online platform. So I'm going to do kind of a light look because I'm as pale as a ghost, and so that's something I need, is a light natural look. And I use all drugstore makeup, and so because I'm a cheapskate, I don't like to buy $40 foundation. No offense to anybody who does, I'm sure it's great, but that's just not something I can afford right now as a law student. So I'm going to be using all drugstore makeup, and I think that's super easy for anybody who also only uses drugstore makeup can follow along. And if you use higher end makeup, that's great too, and you'll still be able to follow along as well. So I'm going to start with my base, and for my primer I'm using the Ulta Beauty face primer color corrector. I tend to have a lot of redness right down on my chin and in my T-zone and around my nose, so I love using a color corrector. I'm just going to put that on my finger, get that around my T-zone and in my red spots. It's been crazy, this virus, and it just has shut everything down, and I know lots of people are freaking out. I went grocery shopping last weekend, and I needed almond milk, and there was none at any of the stores I went to. So that's been fun. All right, next I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. It is the shade 102 Fair Porcelain. And right now, my favorite technique is using a brush for my foundation. I got this brush set at Sam's Club actually. There was like 5 or 6 brushes, and it was $30, and it came with this magnetic stand. So when you wash your brushes, you just stand them up and they stand to this magnet, they magnetize to the stand. So that's been pretty beneficial. So I'm just gonna go in with this, and I just kind of work it in a circular motion and just drag the product all over my face. I usually do about a dime to a nickel sized portion on my brush, depending on how much coverage I want. And then I like to make sure that I have enough that I can drag it down into my neck, because we don't want no lines, looking like a clown, like I have a mask on. It's not the life. And really make sure to get that redness. I try to avoid the portion of my under eyes because I'm going to put concealer there. And on my skin, too much of a liquid product looks cakey, and I get creased very easily. So if I'm doing concealer, I try to make sure that I'm not doing too much foundation. Just make sure that this gets all blended everywhere. Make sure you get your ears. Okay, now I'm going to switch to my concealer, and I'm using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and you can tell I use this a lot because it's worn, and it's in the Fair Rose. So I'm just going to take the applicator and apply it right under my eye and into the corner a little bit. That's where I have the most redness. I'm going to kind of go up here, down my nose, and a little bit under here, and right on that chin. And then cheek a little bit because I got some acne going on. Okay. I'm going to use my beauty blender for that, wet it a little bit. And then I'm just going to dab that into place. I really need to clean my beauty blender. Does anybody else, instead of cleaning their beauty blender, go out and buy a new beauty blender? Because sometimes I do that if my beauty blender is really dirty and I just don't want to clean it. So I'm kind of new at makeup. I wasn't big into makeup in high school. I did a little bit, you know, the minimum amount, like a shadow or a, yeah, it was pretty much a shadow, lip, maybe a little bit of foundation, but not a whole lot in high school. And then when I started college, I kind of gravitated to makeup a little bit more and started doing more. And then as YouTube became bigger and beauty gurus and makeup itself really became a big deal, I found myself experimenting and watching YouTubers, beauty gurus, and I started playing with makeup more, and I found that it's something that I love doing and something that I wanted to share with the world. Okay, so now I'm going to contour my face with the Maybelline Fit Me foundation stick, and what I found works best for my skin and my complexion is using a foundation stick in a darker shade than what I need. Doing contour with a powder comes out really harsh on my skin, and it just doesn't look good. It makes me look kind of like I have a really bad fake tan. So I'm gonna take this I'm gonna take this toffee caramel shade in the Maybelline Fit Me foundation stick, and I'm gonna use that to contour. So I just go right above where my cheekbone ends. Depending on how I'm feeling, I'll make it a thicker or thinner line. Okay. It looks really weird on camera, but that's okay. Go down my nose. Get right in here. And I'm gonna go into my little Cupid's bow arrow. Cupid's arrow place. And then right underneath my lips, kind of gives a fuller lip. And on my forehead, because your girl's got a 5-head. So, gotta get rid of that. And then on my chin. And then right below that cheekbone, just to kind of give it a smooth all together look so it's not as harsh. Oh, and then sometimes I'll go down my neck a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna take my beauty blender again. I'm gonna start at my neck. Work that in. And then I'm gonna work down. that down. I find that working the product down kind of makes you look more sculpted. So I'm working these areas down. But then once I come to my cheekbones, I'm gonna work that area up because then it makes your cheekbones look higher and more sculpted and lifting. Area up. Back into the hairline so you don't have any spots. And work this up and back. Okay. Just gonna continue working across the forehead, bringing that product up and back into the hairline a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna work this product in. And on the nose. Kind of keep that product right in place and just work it in. Okay, and then now I'm going to set with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder, and then it is in the shade 05 Fair. And I have an e.l.f. Total Face Brush that I'm using to set this with. And I like to set all over because I'm an oily gal, and so I really need that extra powder just everywhere for that protection. Okay, and then last I'll go into my forehead, make sure I get that really good. And then I'm gonna go into my eyes, and I'm gonna be using the Almay palette. Palette Pops, I think is the line. I got this from a friend, and I love browns because they just look so natural and they bring out my eye color so well. I haven't ventured out into crazy colors yet. Hoping someday I'll get there with my comfort level, but for right now I kind of stick to more neutral, smoky eye looks. So I'm just taking this color right here, dipping into that. And I'm not going to use a transition shade at all for this. I'm just wanting to have like a more depth capturing look in my eye. So I'm just taking this deep brown and I'm just going to put it in the crease all over, just very lightly, making sure to work it in, blending as I go for this, just because I'm trying to do it quick. And I'm honestly probably not going to leave the house, so nobody's gonna see me except for my husband and my cat. And I guess my professor and my classmates, but oh well. It's just blending in just to get that depth, kind of work it down the bottom lash line, just so there's that continuation and not a harsh stop. And then I'm going to go in again to the other eye. The same thing. Get a little crazy with those brush strokes. Have to be perfect. Okay, and then I'm bringing it down to the bottom lash line. Okay, so now I got some good depth, some good warm color on there. Bring out those baby blues. And then I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. It's just like a flat, thicker brush, and I'm gonna go in with the lightest shade right there, and I'm gonna go all over my lid up into the crease just a little bit and into the inner corner, and then a little bit on the bottom lash line just to kind of give it a highlight and a pop. And do the same thing on the other eye. To the bottom lash line. Okay. And then I'm not even gonna do eyeliner. I'm just gonna go in with mascara. This is I think it's L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise, and I think Blackest Black. So I'm just gonna take that, put it on my upper lashes and my lower lashes. Okay, now I'm gonna go back in and finish up my eyebrows and then my face, and I'm gonna take this is another brush I got from Sam's, and it's a perfecting powder brush, just like a big fluffy powder brush, and I'm gonna take my Ulta illuminating powder in Pink Diamond, and I'm gonna just dip in that, and I'm just gonna go under my eyes, swoosh it up a little bit, and then up on my forehead. Do the same thing on the other eye. Kind of take it down the bridge of my nose, on my chin a little bit. Okay, so next I'm gonna do my brows, and I'm gonna do the Maybelline Tattoo Studio. There's not a shade on here, but it's the lightest one because again, I'm pale as a ghost. And if you haven't noticed, there's a theme. I'm really a big fan of Maybelline. So I'm gonna push my eyebrows up with my spoolie. They're kind of thick, kind of bushy, but you would never be able to tell because they're so light. So, I don't know if you can tell. But what I'm gonna do is I just kind of go for a very natural look, and I just follow the contours of my brow, and I just lightly feather the product in. And I don't do anything too fancy for this look. I just want to give it a little extra oomph, and so it looks like I have more of a brow than I appear to have. Kind of give it a little tail. And feather it out some more. Keep it a little bit natural. Like I said, I don't really go for precision here. I just want to give it some more shade and some more fullness. And do the same thing on the other brow. It's really funny because one of my brows grows in thicker than the other one, so I always have to fill it in a different way. Like this one's a little thinner than this one, so I always have to use a little less product than I do on that one. I guess it just goes to show that brows really are sisters and not twins, even in their natural state. So I kind of have this trick, and I don't know if it actually works or if it's just all part of my imagination, but I kind of like squint my eyebrows like this, and then that kind of tells me if my tail of my brow is even. And so to me they look even. Good enough anyway. I don't know if that actually works or if it's just something that I think works and it doesn't work and my brows look really stupid, but oh well. Like I said, the only people you're gonna be seeing me are my husband, my cat, and my classmates and professors. So, all right, lastly, I'm gonna take my blush. And sadly, I don't have very much blush at this moment because I don't use it very often, but sometimes it's nice to have that color in your cheeks. So I'm gonna take the Ulta Beauty Nude Pink blush. I don't even know if this is a shade anymore. I've had this for forever. And I'm gonna take it on an e.l.f. No, I lied. This is a Mary Kay brush. This is old. So it's just a Mary Kay blush brush. And tap off as much as I can. Just go on those apples of the cheeks. Kind of extend it up just a little bit. And the same on the other side. And then I'm gonna add just across my nose and into the apples of the cheeks. Just to give it a little bit more like a sun-kissed, a little bit of my forehead. I like to stamp this on. I think it just gives it a more soft glow. A little bit more right there. Okay. And then next I would add some chapstick or a light gloss. I don't have any of that with me right now, so I'll add that later. But here's the final look of my natural stay home, be in quarantine look that I'm gonna use when I have to do my online classes and I just let my hair down, or I'd put it up in a bun depending on how I'm feeling. Probably straighten it. Kind of looks like a hot mess right now. This piece is wild. But there it is. There's the look. If you try it, let me know. Put a picture in the comments below. And hopefully you're enjoying your stay-at-home quarantine time. And if you're having to work, thank you so much for being out there and risking your health to provide all of us for whatever you're doing. And if you don't have to work, stay home and take this seriously because it is a serious matter and we really need to flatten that curve as everyone's been saying. So again, thank you for all of the people who are working and thank you for all the people who are staying home with their kids and just providing for their family. Thank you. And we will get through this. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.